All right, you have your account, so you're ready to start joining the classroom. So let's just do a little bit of a demo of what that looks like. So when you log into Remo, you might come to an of my events page, and so it might look like this. It might look like all sorts of things. I don't know exactly what it'll look like for you, but you might have something that looks like this. This is actually our class. So when you see this green boxes with the umbrella, that's going to always be our class. Join. Every time you see this green box with the umbrella and the person flying, that's you as an entrepreneur getting ready to fly off as you model your business. So let's go ahead and click on the event, this event with the umbrella. That's the event. Now you're going to notice a couple of things on this window. You're going to notice up here in the corner, see here, it's asking you to let Remo use your camera and your microphone. You're going to need to do that, so allow that. Another thing that you might need to do and double check if something's not working is you might need to go back up to that same cursor hovering around the skybars to click and make sure that your pop-ups and redirects are allowed. So I have pretty high security on my laptop, so I had to make sure that I checked this, otherwise it won't work. So there we go. The system has done a bit of a check. So you can see over here that the system has detected issues. I'm going to refresh the page because I've fixed the pop-ups. It's checking. I think my issue is my camera. Camera. I'm going to close that. Turn off my camera. So my system didn't pass because I had the wrong camera, because my camera is going through another system. So if that ever happens to you, check your camera and make sure it's set up properly by clicking the little gear button down here. So this little gear button right here, you just click that. And that'll give you to the settings for your microphone and your sound and your speakers. So if you can't hear anything, you can test your audio here. If people can't hear you, you can test your microphone here. And if people can't see you, you can test here. So when I was on my Logitech camera, it didn't work because my Logitech camera is being used by my camera. So if I turn my camera on, you will see me, and this is what I see in the background with all my stuff. All right, so let's go ahead and join. We've passed. If you get passed with recommendations or have recommendations, as long as you pass, that means your camera works, your microphone works, and your pop-ups work. Those are the three things you need. There might be some other things about your system that maybe your internet's slow or things like that. Well, you could still join if some of those things aren't working perfectly. So let's join the event. I'm going to click the button here, join event. And what you're going to see when you come into the room is a whole bunch of tables. See all these tables and chairs? So this is our classroom. Up here at the top, you're going to see you. That's so when your camera's turned on, it'll be you looking at yourself. Now, the reason that you saw my tables in the background is because I'm sharing my screen, but normally you see you with your background. So you're thinking, well, where the heck am I? I can't figure this out. I'm just going to make myself a little bit smaller here. And I'm going to take myself over up here. There, see where this is where I popped in. So I popped in, I'm sitting at this table right here. So you might be thinking, what's the point of this whole thing? It's just a whole bunch of chairs. It's because you are actually sitting in one of these chairs. All right, so I'm going to go over to where this is me sitting on table 2. But let's say I want to sit at table 10. So I'm going to go over to table 10. I'm going to double click it. And now I'm sitting at table 10. Can you see me sitting here at table 10? All right, so that's the idea. Now, right now, nobody's in the room. So it's just you. You're just talking to yourself and you can't talk to anybody. So, you know, you can turn your microphone, everything on, but maybe you can't hear things or see things. And that's because right now, this is all there is for you to see. As soon as somebody else joins, they're going to join into one of the tables. So if you see somebody pop into a table, you can just go sit with them. But okay, so let's just show you some of the features that you have in this room. Notice up here, up here above me, I'm going to slide over here, and over here above me, see all these signs that say don't share your idea. It's just a reminder. please don't share your idea until I let you know that it's time to share your idea, because if we share your idea too soon, everyone's not going to be surprised and everyone's not going to give you their real honest feedback. And you want that. You want real honest feedback. So we're going to be starting with you, the entrepreneur, and then we're going to be going to your idea. And then at that point, I'll let you know when it's time to share your idea, because we're going to be doing some activities around you sharing your idea. So when you join the room, you're going to be in here. And when people start talking and asking people questions, what do? Don't talk about your business. Cover your ears if someone starts talking about your business. Okay. In the room is going to be, you'll see here, you have a tile view right here. You just slide over. Right here, you have a tile view. So that means if you click that, you're going to see the other people sitting at your table instead of looking down from the top. You can get out of that anytime by clicking floor view. Then, of course, like typically you would recommend, you'd see on Zoom, you have your microphone off. You have your camera off and on. That's where you're going to do that. And you have a chat function. So the chat function, when it pops up here, there's a few things that I want you to pay attention to. There's a public chat and there's a table chat. So I'm sitting right now at table 10. So that means that if I hit if I'm chatting with table 10, only the 4 people that are sitting at that table are going to get that chat. So we can chat amongst each other. If you're chatting in the general chat, which is the public chat, everyone will see it all the time. So that's where some of the conversations will come. If we're asking you to give a thumbs up, or if we're asking you to answer a question, that's probably what it's going to be in the general chat. So up above here, you'll notice that not only is there a chat, but there's also participants, Q&A, and polls. So when if you want to click on participants, you'll be able to see people. So right now there's nobody else in the room, but this little symbol here with the little bullseye, that's going to tell you that you can go find somebody. So if you double click on that, it's going to zoom in and show you where they are. If you want to chat with that person, there's a chat function, and that's those are the capabilities that you have. If you have questions during the meeting, or if you have questions right now while you're demoing this room, feel free to write them in the chat. Oh, sorry, I'm covering the chat up right now. Give me a second to get out of the way. So the question Q&A, you can write your question right here if you have a question. Participants, back to the thing, and the chat, just make sure you're chatting in the right chat. Polls will pop up something will pop up and we'll say, can you have an answer to this question? The polls will be activated during the class. Okay, so I talked to you about the chat right here. Now let's talk about polls. Polls will pop up when we do the polls. So you don't need to worry about polls. Reactions. So reactions, you might want to do a reaction. So if you want to give a happy, let's say a heart. See, now there's a little heart above my head over here. I'll do it again so you can see it. There's a little heart above my head, but also a heart over my face. So people who are in the room with you will be able to see very clearly that you've made a reaction. Okay, and there's all sorts of reactions here. You can see them. You can do a clapping, you can do a thumbs up, you can do a inquisitive, you can do a heart, you can do a laughing, and you can do a Yahoo. You, me, we. All right, then we got here sharing. So if we're giving you the opportunity to share your screen, that probably won't happen very often because we'll be treating this class like it's a live class. So almost all of your presentations will be verbal. Very rarely will you be showing your screen. So you won't probably need to worry about that. And then you hear back again to see the participants. So if you want to see who's in the class, who's in the room right now, the participants list that we just talked about a minute ago will pop up. Let's just sidle out of the way here. Then you have a whiteboard. So during the time that we're doing business modeling, we're doing a whiteboard. I'm not going to go into it right now because we'll teach you how to do it when the time comes. And the other thing is leaving the meeting. So if you want to like amscray or you want to go out of the meeting, go out of the meeting. Now, I just want to be clear that one of the things that we do require in this class is that you attend the class. You need to be there as if you're in class, because we'll be asking you questions. You'll be having conversations with people. You'll be doing the work. So if you're like going out and doing your laundry, you're going to be missing everything. If you're in the kitchen cooking supper and you can't answer the questions, it's going to be not helpful for you, and it's going to be especially not helpful for the people that are here, because if we put you in groups of 2 and you're not there, there's somebody that's going to be there in a group of 1 looking at a blank space. Okay, so do your best to attend every class. Let us know when you're not attending. And if you have to step away for a few minutes, you're going to be able to talk about that in the chat. And then Cecilia and the other volunteer are going to keep track of that. And that'll count as part of your attendance. So if you leave partway through the class or you don't answer any questions during the class, we'll be keeping track of that. Okay, so that's a bit of a demo of what's going on in the room. And we'll catch up with you when we start talking about Experienceify, which is going to be tomorrow, but you're not going to be using Experienceify for another couple of days. So I might be helping you, I might be telling you in class how to log in and get together, because we want to make sure that everybody that's in the class right now gets the invitation. And so we want to verify your email is the correct email and those types of things. So we might not do that until the second or third day of class. All right, we'll see you in class in Remo. Seeing a bunch of people buzzing around this room is going to be so much fun. When you join the classroom, if you can join one of these tables, see this one that says table 10, this one says table 10, this one says table 10. Sorry, they say table numbers, but they have a green 10, those green 10s. You can go sit wherever you want, but when we start having discussions, we're going to put you in groups of 10. I couldn't find a room that had a group of 30 so that we can all talk at the same time, like all talk to each other easily. So we're going to be working in groups of 10. We may change rooms partway through the class. So maybe we're going to do something smaller. Maybe we're going to do something bigger. So this might not always be our classroom, but the link will always be the same. You'll always show up wherever the room's going to be. So if it looks a little different, don't be surprised. Don't be worried. You're going to be in the right place. Okay, I'll see you in class.